right, everybody, we are back with a brand new Cabral HouseCall. Hopefully you got to tune in yesterday. That was episode 2941 of the show. You can find that at stephencabral.com/podcast, where all of our podcasts live. Now, today will be episode 2942. If you want to follow along with the community questions, I urge you to do so. Always nice to see them in print. And you can head on over to stephencabral.com/2942 for the direct show link for today. Remember, it's always stephencabral.com/ and then you just put in the show number, and that will take you to whatever show it is that you happen to be interested in that topic. Now, if you want to search for a topic, which I do recommend, head on over to stephencabral.com/podcast. There's a search box. There are now 2,942 shows that you can search for any topic related to health. And we've got some fun things coming over there just over the next year, so definitely stay tuned. But not only can you find a show now based on your topics, in the future, we'll be able to pull out specific clips, which will be great. And then even more so in the future, believe it or not, I'll be able to answer your specific questions based on all the show topics from the past. So some exciting things going on. Keep on tuning in and, of course, sharing the show with anyone you feel it could serve. All right, let's dive into the community questions today. The first one, I just opened up our document, is from Elise. Just have to give you the disclaimer: no medical advice, medical treatments, medical cures, or medical diagnosis. We're here to help you find the underlying root cause and obviously help you get well from the underlying root cause layer. All right, so it's from Elise. Elise says, "Hi, Dr. Stephen Cabral. Firstly, huge thanks for turning my life around with your protocol since 2018. Forever grateful." Thank you, Elise. I'm happy to hear that you're doing well. My question is, I recently saw an advertisement for a skin supplement called Activated You, and it said consuming collagen internally is basically useless. And what we really need to consume are other things in their skincare supplement, in particular, lysine, arginine, and proline. What are your thoughts on this? Do you include these in any of your products? I take the DNS powder daily. Thanks, Elise. Okay. See, I don't like when companies do this. Again, I don't know anything about Activated You, but the truth is that this is a ridiculous statement. Like, it's a completely ridiculous statement. So your body needs collagen, and what it does is it uses some of those amino acids and uses the collagen itself to help with also vitamin C, zinc, copper, and yes, not just lysine, arginine, and proline, but other amino acids in order to help improve the skin. And you get lysine, arginine, and proline and other amino acids in any protein powder. And I like to be unbiased, so any protein powder and protein. So yes, it's in our daily nutritional support, and it's definitely not something that you need to purchase more of, because if you're literally taking a protein product, you're getting all of those amino acids. So I don't like marketing like that. I'm not into that at all. You just have to stay unbiased. Collagen works, vitamin C works, zinc works, copper works, all of the amino acids work. So, let's be fair. Let's be fair. Let's have some truth in marketing. All right, Javier is up next. Good morning. And by the way, I'm not taking that out on you, Elise. I believe in the phrase. I love the phrase, a rising tide lifts all boats. Whatever company you run, do good work. Speak the truth. Help people. Serve. In the end, you will get where you're trying to get as well. Serve others first. Okay. Javier is up next. Good morning, Doc. Hope all is well with you, family, and business. Question for you. Recently, I've went from the sauna to 55-degree cold dip, and I've been coughing up blood. They found a small infection in my lower lung. Antibiotics cleared it out. So a day before the follow-up appointment, I dipped again and coughed up even more after a 30-minute sauna and a 50-degree dip. After several blood cultures and lung function tests showed clear, they decided to do a bronchoscopy, which looked clear, but she's waiting on results on fluid biopsy results. My pulmonary doctor is pretty sure it's hemoptysis, but wants to rule everything out. I just wanted to see your thoughts on this, and if you've heard of any other cases similar to mine. I've done it for a year very frequently with no issues. The same method, hop from sauna to cold plunge. All right, so happy to help with this as well. This is not something that is customary that we would typically see on a usual basis, but nevertheless, like I said, I want to be able to help as best as I can. So hemoptysis, I think that's how you pronounce it, is just a fancy name for saying that you're coughing up blood, which is obviously not a good thing. What I would do is exactly what you're doing. Anytime anyone coughs up blood, you want to look for some type of bacterial infection, fluid in the lungs, inflammation as to why you would cough that up. Again, I can't give you medical advice, medical treatment plans, medical diagnosis, medical cures, but what I can say to you is this: it's unlikely that a sauna and cold plunge would cause that. What it does, though, it brings it to the surface. That's what it can do. So that's why doing the sauna and cold plunge very well could have shown you what was going on at a deeper level, because here's what exactly happens during a sauna and cold plunge. So I'm not going to get into heat shock proteins and all those things. I've talked about that before. But what happens is this. In a sauna, the blood comes to the periphery, right, towards the skin. And then when you get in the cold plunge, the blood then goes back deeper into the organs. And then you hop in the sauna, expand the blood back to the skin, and then back to the lungs and organs. And so you're basically moving that lymphatic system. And that very well may have brought something up to the surface that was already there, though. So please work with your medical doctors. This is why we do need conventional medicine for sure. Run the tests, make sure that you get the all clear, and then you can go back to what you were doing. So that's what I would do personally, and I can only say what I would do personally. All right? Thank you for writing in, Javier. Patty's up next. Hi, Dr. Ball. I recently had a transvaginal ultrasound, and the findings were that everything was normal. My doctor mentioned things look good, but on the results, also found on cervix a Nabothian cyst. Have you ever had any experience with a client who had these before? And if so, are there any suggestions as to how to eliminate them? Sorry if this is too much information. Thanks for all you do. It's never too much information. You can always write in. Of course, we're here to help. And so a Nabothian cyst, I believe that's how you pronounce it, Nabothian. So when you're a practitioner, when you're a doctor, you read all of these things, but you almost never hear them pronounced. So it's kind of funny. It's like my daughter, well, she's 9 now, but when she was a voracious reader from 6 years old and on. It's just who she is, you know? We've always had books around the house, but she just gravitated towards them. And she would pronounce all these words, and we're like, wow, your vocabulary is amazing, but that is not how you pronounce that word at all. And we would always joke and laugh a little bit. But it's, it's funny, when we see these things. Anyway, so basically that's me saying, maybe it's Nabothian, maybe it's not. But what it is it's a mucus-filled cyst. So typically benign, not typically something that you're overly worried about. But again, you would speak with your medical doctors for these types of diagnosis. So what we're usually doing in these particular instances is we definitely use intermittent fasting. We use the quarterly detoxes that I spoke about, I think more so in yesterday's show. So when your body does not have new fuel coming in, like during the Equal Life detox for those 2.5, 3 days, what it's doing is it's looking for old cells and tissue that are no longer highly functioning, not needed by the body. And in the body's innate wisdom, during a process of autophagy, it goes in and it clears that out. We've seen people shrink cysts in any part of their body. They've removed a lot of senescent cells and much more. Okay, so that's definitely helpful. Another thing that we use is something called proteolytic enzymes. We do those on an empty stomach upon waking, anywhere from 1 to 3 months, typically 2 to 4 capsules. If you want to learn more about proteolytic enzymes, I have a whole podcast on them, and you can find them at, again, stephencabral.com/shop. That just takes you over to Equal Life. That is my virtual functional medicine practice, my integrative health practice, and you can see all of the labs and all of the protocols we use right there. Thank you for writing in, and hopefully that's helpful. All right, Patty, but this Patty is spelled with a Y instead of an I. I think it's a different Patty. Hello, Dr. Ball. I have questions about my son's health. He's a vegetarian, 10 years old. He doesn't like vegetables, fruits, eggs, milk, and smoothies, but he loves cheese, so he will eat salads with cheese and dressing, and he likes sweets. His hands get so dry and itchy, doctor said eczema. Gave me a cream when it flares. Also, the skin on the back is having discoloration. He tends to get anxious, OCD, eye tics, nosebleeds, constantly stuffy. ENT doctor wants to do a procedure for enlarged terminates and to cauterize, but it has been done many times. His iron tends to be very low. Currently, he takes cod liver oil, children's multivitamin, iron, folate, B12, gummies with D3, and Comfort Shen for anxiety. What tests and protocols would you recommend for him? Should he do the ENT procedure? Okay, so I can't tell you what to do for medical advice, right? What I can tell you is this. I don't know, but if this is my child, and I've worked with thousands of children in my practice, like one-on-one in Boston in my practice, 100% I am running what's called the big 3 lab tests with this child. like without a doubt. Bacteria and parasite stool test to check for parasites and bacteria. It's called the Candida metabolic and vitamins test, looking for yeast overgrowth and bacteria. And the third thing is the food sensitivity test to see if the dairy is causing eczema, which, by the way, again, I've worked with thousands upon thousands of people with eczema, and almost always it is a food sensitivity to eggs or dairy. Sometimes gluten, but really it's eggs and dairy are the two number one things. So the problem is that this child has a relatively limited group of foods that they're eating, so it's a little bit more challenging. However, if we fix the gut health, it may actually change, believe it or not, their taste, and there's reasons for that because the microbiome changes, so the actually cravings are different. I can't recommend enough running the big 3 labs. And if you're like, I can't afford all these labs, I get it. I would run the Candida metabolic and vitamins test or the starter kit. All of that, you can find the big 3 and the starter kit in the labs that I named at stephencabral.com/shop. Just click on the labs tab up in the navigation bar. It will take you right to it. That is 100% what I recommend. Like I'm giving no other answer because I would bet, I'm not a betting person, but I would bet based on the thousands of clients I've worked with that there is something going on inside of this child's gut. All right. All right. Did we miss one? Oh, we did. We missed one from yesterday. This one's from Summer. This is my Boston accent. We missed this question from Summer. All right, so it's Summer. But hi, Dr. Cabral. I do weekly coffee enemas and sometimes more when I feel it's needed. Although I've seen great benefit in many ways from the schedule, I've had an IHP tell me that they can strip away too many minerals along with the toxins. I've listened to several natural health practitioners I trust who do them every single day. I intend to ask them how their mineral levels are personally, since every day it seems excessive. Some of them will do a mineral-rich implant enema of wheatgrass, chlorophyll, liquid mineral supplements, potassium, or herbal blends after the enema, and some don't do anything. I always replenish through the day by drinking electrolytes, fruit and veggie blend, bone broth, or veggie juices. What are your thoughts on any of these mineral-rich implants? Okay, so here's what I recommend. Coffee enemas, phenomenal. I write about them in my book, The Rain Barrel Effect. Definitely recommend them. Every day? No, I wouldn't recommend them every day after you get healthy. So you might need them every day if you're going through an intensive protocol. I don't disagree with that. But that protocol really shouldn't last for more than 3 months, maybe 6 months maximum. Anyone in our practice, they've never done them more than once or twice a week, because it can also lead to weak peristaltic movement, which means then your body relies on these enemas in order to get the bowels going, have a normal bowel movement. And it can be stripping. So I agree with both sides. Like sometimes you need them, sometimes you don't. I mean, you can do a mineral-rich implant. I'm not against that. Wheatgrass, chlorophyll. Yeah, all of those can be fantastic. I'd be careful once you start adding things like potassium and electrolytes in through an enema. You're going to get plenty of potassium through wheatgrass and chlorophyll. I don't know that I would add extra potassium there. So yeah, I just wouldn't do it. It's like I don't recommend a colonic every day. I know it's slightly different, but still, yeah, I just don't recommend that. And then if you ever want to know, so the thing is though, like, oh, are they low on minerals? Are they not low on minerals and vitamins? All you need to do is run the starter kit. Literally. Like everybody's guessing. Nobody has any idea unless they test. And you can find the starter kit at stephencabral.com/starter-kit. Again, just see what it is. You don't even have to run it with us, but these are the best things that you can do. And we get you these labs at cost. I mean, we really do. So, and they all come with a consultation. They come with a plan. So that's why no more guessing needs to be done. We are now in 2024, and we know exactly what your mineral and vitamin levels are. All right. Let's see. How are we doing? I think that is our show for today. We did it, right? We said we were going to get 5. We got our 5 questions. I appreciate you tuning in. Brand new show. Tomorrow, our Mindset and Motivation Monday. Don't miss it. Share the show with anyone you believe it could serve. Take care, everybody. Appreciate you. Thanks so much for tuning into today's show. Before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I want to make sure that you're getting our daily content, not missing out on anything. Functional medicine, wellness, weight gain, weight loss, anti-aging, living longer, stronger, and all of the most cutting-edge research. And if there's any topics you want to hear, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Take care.